This is a video for creating a future-ready activity for a blended learning lesson. Those of us who have implemented blended learning, you might agree with me that future-ready studio requires some amount of preparation because we want our students to come together, talk to each other, communicate, collaborate, create something, all 21st century skills. So here I will show you a template for creating a Jeopardy which the students will create for the teacher. I will also make available a link to this presentation, the template of this presentation, so that you can make a copy, modify it according to the needs of your class. So let me take you to the design of this Jeopardy board. Here you can see that there are 5 topics, and I did some work ahead of time and I edited the name of these topics. For example, instead of calling it topic 1, I'm going to call it group 1 genetics, which means I have divided up my classroom into say 4 or 5 groups, and each group of students has been given a certain topic to study and come up with questions and answers. So group 1 of my class is going to be researching genetics. Group 2 of my class will be researching biomolecules. Group 3 will research kingdoms, and so on and so forth. Now you can delete the columns if you don't need those. Just play it by the ear. Typically, group 1 students will be the ones who are kind of a little advanced, who will be able to pull the information that you have taught to them in the previous days. They are capable of looking into the resources on their own and develop some questions and answers. Whereas group 2 and 3 would have had a chance to go through the other studios, the digital, the independent, or even the mini lesson, and they would have had a chance to study a little bit on that day before they are being asked to come up with those questions. Let me input some questions and answers so that it becomes clear. So let's say that on the Future Ready Studio, on the desk, you have this laptop where this Jeopardy board template is open. Your group 1 students are now going to start working, and they click on 100 points, and it takes them to the slide where they will type in the answer. So remember, in Jeopardy it works the opposite. The answer comes first and then the question. A sample answer. Remember, this is from genetics. So I came up with a question which goes something like this. 2 strands twisted around each other carrying genetic material. Oops. Sorry about that. 2 strands twisted around each other carrying genetic material. At the bottom, you see there's a place for us to go. Click to see the question, and it takes us to the next slide. The question that goes with the previous answer would be, what is DNA? And then I have this option to return to the Jeopardy board. If I'm in group 1, my next job would be to go to question 200 points and develop the second set of question and answer. Now let's say your first Future Ready Studio time is done, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, whatever is the time given. The students move out, and now the second group of students come in, and they have been given the topic of biomolecules. So these students do the same drill. They start with 100 points. It takes them to the relevant slide, and let's say the answer is, the statement is, these are the structural components in a living system. And I go to the next slide that will give me the chance to type in what are proteins, and back to the Jeopardy board. So at the end of your class period, all of your 3, 4, 5 groups would have visited your Future Ready studio, and each of them would have inputted 3 questions in every category. If you're teaching 5 biology sections, maybe at the end of the day you will have 5 different Jeopardy boards. So you would have to create 5 different copies. The first one might say period 1 Jeopardy. The second one might say period 2 Jeopardy, and so on. The good part, the beautiful part of this is that the following day, when the students come back, when you're not doing a blended lesson, or maybe you are, you can use this Jeopardy board created by the students as your warm-up. Now I would use period 2 Jeopardy for period 1 warm-up so that all of the questions are new for the kiddos. Let us go ahead and present the slide and see how it looks. So group 1, it shows us the statement, 2 strands twisted around each other carrying genetic material. Click to see the question, what is DNA? And you can have a scorekeeper who would be keeping their scores for the questions they got right. Couple of housekeeping things that I would keep in mind is that every student knows their assignment. They know what group they belong to and what is the topic they need to be researching. Second, when group 1 leaves the station, they must make sure that they have brought the Jeopardy board onto the second slide, so the second group of students are not searching for where do I begin. Now this can also be done in a remote teaching environment. All you would have to do is create breakout rooms, where one of your breakout rooms would be your Future Ready studio, and you will make the link of this Jeopardy board available to the students who are in the breakout room. I hope you will be able to work on this idea of creating a Future Ready studio. Feel free to make a copy of the template that I will make available, and I hope you're successful. Thank you.